Donna Meldon, Executive Director for the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce, and this is Chats with a Chamber Lady. Today's guest is Karen Wilson, and she is representing nonprofit Mark's Hope. Hi, Karen. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon. I'm wonderful. And you?
Doing great.
Good.
It's a pleasure to be talking with you
Yes.
about your nonprofit, Mark's Hope. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So tell me about Mark's Hope.
Well, Mark's Hope is a grief support ministry that I started just a couple of years ago since moving up here from Bay County. We moved to Washington County. And I retired. So I knew I had something, tugging at me that I needed to do. And I started Mark's Hope Grief Support. And like I said, we're a grief support ministry. And we do cover not only Washington County, but Jackson and Holmes County as well. And we're grief support really just for anybody that has suffered some type of loss or loss of a loved one mainly. And then anybody that, just might need support, someone to talk to. And we have monthly meetings. We do other things in our group as well. But we're available once a month. And or by phone, they can call and we can even meet one-on-one if someone feels the need that, they would rather do that than meet in a group setting.
Now, I'm interested. How did you get Mark's Hope started?
Like I said, I moved to Washington County. I was retired. And my grief journey actually started 32 years ago when we lost our son at birth. And that's when we were living in Bay County in Panama City. And I had been through different organizations throughout the year. As time passed, I got to where I became more of a helper than in there for myself. And so I just kind of feel like that it's became my calling because, they say the Lord will take your tragedy and turn it into triumph. So I think that's basically what he was calling me to do. And so once we got up here after I retired, we, I had talked to my pastor at my church where I go there in Chipley, and I told him that I felt like I wanted to start something like this, and he said it's very much needed, especially in the rural counties.
Yes. So,
we set up to where we started, having meetings there at the church. And it started off slow, but then more and more people found out about it. And things have, started to grow a little bit. So a friend of mine that's on my board of directors, she said, you need to start a nonprofit, so therefore you can get funding.
Yes.
And then ask God what he wants you to do with that funding and where he feels like your calling for that is. So that's what I did. Just last year, I became a 501c3 nonprofit, and we have since gotten funding and have put it to good use.
How do you get your funding? And then tell us ways that you spend that funding.
Okay, great. We rely on the community mainly for our funding. We do get donations from community organizations or businesses or else local individuals. But we also have a grant writer. She's on our board of directors. And so we have applied for some grants as well. And one thing that we do with our funding that we are very pleased with at the time is we have been sponsoring people that feel like maybe they need something more than peer-to-peer. Mm-hmm. So we've been sponsoring them for mental health counseling. We try to focus on the mental health. We try to see the signs because everybody grieves differently. Every single person has a different story. It doesn't matter if two different people lost their husbands. It's still, they both grieve totally different. Right. So, we don't want anybody to leave feeling like they've not been helped or they're not getting what they feel like they need, especially if it's a deeper grief. So our board of directors decided that we would start sponsoring individuals or families that would like to go to mental health counseling. So we've partnered with various counseling organizations or individuals around the 3-county area. We actually have one in Bay County that we partner with as well. So if anybody out there is a mental health professional and would love to collaborate with us, please contact us.
Now, other than your monthly meetings, tell us about other events that Mark's Hope is involved in.
Well, what we started doing, instead of having that, the monthly meeting, because there seems to be a stigma sometimes. People hear the word support group, and that's why I wanted to call it, grief support ministry, because that's what we do. We try to minister, as well, and letting them know that, their pain and their tragedy can turn into something good, and that God's going to be there to help you do it. And so we try to do different things at our meetings, as far as not just sit around the room and say, hi, my name is so-and-so, hi, my name is so-and-so. We do an activity, we have a topic we discuss, and we also ask people to come in and speak. So we've had speakers there as well. So it kind of gives it a little bit of a lighter feel. But still, we're there to listen. If somebody wants to talk the entire meeting, we let them talk. Because
that active listening
yes,
is so important when
that's very
someone's
important.
grieving. So
exactly. But we try to do other things. So we do coffee socials. We do lunch socials. We'll meet at on Saturday mornings at Boxcar Coffee there in Chipley, or we'll eat, we'll meet somewhere for lunch, and just, and that way it kind of gives each other, some time to get to know one another. You're in a more lighter, positive atmosphere, so sometimes it makes people more comfortable. If I've had people come for the first time and then still just come to the socials that we have.
Yeah.
And that's fine. If that's what makes you feel comfortable and that's what you feel like is helping you, that's what we want to do,
Now, let me ask you, if someone would like to attend one of your monthly meetings, or someone needs some information about Mark's Hope, how would they go about doing that?
Well, they can call my phone number, the phone number for Mark's Hope. That's my cell phone number.
Goes directly
It
to
goes
you.
directly to me, and I'm available 24/7. I've answered calls late at night, early in the morning, and that's okay. That's what I'm there for. And we also have an email address as well. Typically, we meet at Shiloh Baptist Church there in Chipley on the first Monday of every month at 6 o'clock. But every quarter, Emerald Coast Hospice in Chipley, they host us. So it got different atmosphere, for somebody. They may feel more comfortable there than they would the church.
Right.
And I'm also open to anybody that would love to host a meeting, Everybody thinks that grief support, it has to do with the loss of a loved one. And that's not absolutely necessary, or, true, because you can have the loss of a job, the loss of your home, a divorce.
Right.
A loss of a pet. And, there's so much stigma still today
Yes.
with grief.
Yes.
And it seems to be the secret thing or the quiet thing that nobody wants to talk about. And it's okay. That's what we, like to tell people too. It's okay for you to grieve whatever you feel like you're grieving. And we may have someone that it stems from the loss of a loved one. And there's been so many other things going on in their life since then, and they're having a hard time handling it. And, again, it's grief support in general is what we do, but we still try to bless somebody, when they come in as well. And because we just want them to know that we care and they're loved.
Well, Karen, it's just been a pleasure meeting you and talking to you about Mark's Hope. I think this is so needed in our community
Absolutely.
and in every community. So
Absolutely.
thank you for your dedication.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you.
In helping people.
Yes, absolutely.
You've heard it from Miss Karen Wilson today of Mark's Hope. We just appreciate you being a guest. This is Donna Meldon, Director for the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce, and this has been Chats with a Chamber Lady. And just remember, if you want it, or you need it, or you want to do it, Holmes County's got it for you. Thank you.